Hey everyone, this is Earl again. If y'all had my post the last time on telling y'all what happened with people in the global regime, recently this week I saw a post by our 45th president. It was a moving post. It was a post, and he said that all the unity and all the doggone backstabbing bickering has to stop. I'm with you on that there, Donald Trump. However, people are people and they're going to do what they want. Rosie O'Donnell is a good example. I'm not going to get into her. She hasn't been popular or notable since her movie East of Eden. She's tanked since that. Liberals right now, they think that they're on top of the world and they think they have everyone's best interest at heart when they've lost reality. Some of them, I better say. Some of them. What happened during the speech, you brought up a widow, the Navy SEAL widow, Ryan Owen. You lamented his wife and her faith because, spouses who see their husbands off to war, they don't always see them come home. And what happened was sickening after the presidential speech. I'm posting this out there, and I'm going to have everybody looking up this guy. Hell, I'll put it this way. Show them how bad it feels to not have a job. One, applying for unemployment when that runs out. Having to suffer because you don't know when your next meal is. I want him to feel just the way that all of these people who dox people, get them fired from their jobs, and they came and get another job because of something they said that they didn't like, and they decided to make them an example. Make him an example. And let's put it this way. He called the widow of Ryan Owen an idiot and saying that Trump used her. Excuse me. God uses people every which way. And for somebody to say that, guess what? God used other people to strike you down, Dan Grillo. His last name, Gorilla or Gorillo. Let's put it this way. I'll make fun of your name. I'm a Marine, by the way. And just because I'm no longer an active duty Marine doesn't mean that, let's put it this way. Once a Marine, always a Marine. But this person, who was a former Navy SEAL, brings to mind the saying, Marines and sailors take care of their own and family and friends of their own. The clip that I'm going to play, and you're going to see it. Let me turn this over. The clip that I have from Fox News, and y'all still calling them fake news, they're reliable. We'll explain it all right here. Well, y'all heard that, right? And I tell you, what he said was definitely true. People who are cowards are even craftier. This guy, this Dan Grillo, had the gall, the negative gall, to degrade a widow, meaning she's lost her husband. That's lack of compassion, degrading a fallen soldier's widow. And this person, you know, who actually responded to a Liberty Group to get this guy fired, is from Wausau, Wisconsin. I lived in Wausau, Wisconsin at one point. I live in Wisconsin. That's one of 3 states that voted for Trump. And you all do like what Rosie did, getting up on the podium saying, how dare you? How dare you send troops into harm's way? Quit having the neo 1960s mentality, like what this guy said. That mentality's came back, and it's Vietnam War protestation 2.0. Let's put it this way. They did this during the election with some of our veterans who were backing Hillary, and they said no more war, no more war. It's like, excuse me. For a so-called party of the people, you're a party of now degenerates and idiots. Most of you are. I'm going to keep this low. I don't have my phone. I'm speaking as quietly as I can. It's 1:30 in the morning when I came across this. This post, if you didn't hear it, I'm going to copy this. Right now I'm going to probably save it as if in case something happens when when I do the report and you don't get to see it, I have a copy of it too. But if anything, folks, like, subscribe if you want, share this stuff. One of the things I said in my last post, I'm a college student. I like to think. I served in the military. These are some of my fallen brothers and sisters who didn't come home to see their wives and husbands. Brothers, sisters, sons, daughters, cousins, nieces, nephews, other family members. They went, did their time, paying the ultimate price. Some of them didn't have money to go to school, like what some of these people who are being social justice warriors. We think that they're entitled. There are times when we came through, we weren't entitled. We weren't offered. We had the only option, going into the armed forces. It's an old phrase, if you don't work, you don't eat. And thinking the government's going to take care of you is a cop-out. My props to this gentleman. If I come up to Warsaw, I see you again, I'm going to shake your hand. One veteran to another, because veterans take care of one another. And like I said, I laud President Donald Trump because people in the military don't get even a leg up. Their spouses don't even get much of a leg up. When the husband or the other significant other is the main breadwinner going into harm's way. And they're saying that any amount of intelligence we get against an enemy is useful. And everyone else, if you have half a compassion, like this gentleman has more of that because he knows about that. One, you see this woman, thank her for her husband's service. If you see a veteran, definitely thank them for their service. It's been long, it's maybe dull and everything, but I say it, hey, I thank you all if you say that for your support. Because one, and we all know this, the gentleman who made this call, that widow, myself, a lot of us all didn't have, if it was for us who were going in, we didn't choose to do this because we chose to, because we love our country. But we had to choose it because it was the only thing left for us to make a better life for ourselves. You want us to be like Antifa? Excuse me. I don't think so. I had this out in my last one. People who back globalist forces are our real enemy. And for all of you who go to school and don't get to think because you're listening to professors who buy into all this globalist crap and aren't teaching you the things needed to survive out there, doing gender studies, humanities, all these bullshit courses, you're all gonna be like that gentleman who got fired. Mark my words. You go back to school, some of you who are been out, you face this. If I know anyone who knows this guy, you know what? I distance myself from him real quickly. He's gonna be one of those on the streets, homeless, And then people are going to be getting on him, yelling at him to get a job. I'm going to close it out with this. There's 3 things to marking a failure. I had this in my last post, but I know it so far. I'm trying to say it to make sure it's believable. I have more of a chance than this idiot would. That this Dan Gorilla. He's done the 3 things that show that he was a failure. 1, he blamed others for a lot of problems that's been happening. Don't blame this fallen war widow's wife and then call her an idiot. That was the first thing you did wrong. You blame others for your issues. Number 2, you complain. You complain saying that Trump used her. You know what? Call it what you want. You don't have a job. You used your stupidity and now you lost a job. Number 3, you're not grateful for what you have. You lost a high-paying job, maybe a 6-figure job. You may have been on top of the world having everything, and you blew it. It's a song by Prince. I've seen the top and it's just a dream. Big cars, women, fancy clothes. Might save your face. It hasn't saved your soul. You screwed up. There's one thing about being successful. You rise, you're going to have to expect a fall. This is a fall. But this one's one where you're going to fall even harder. You're going to fall faster than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You'll hit the ground hard. Dan Gorilla, this Navy SEAL has people who know who you are. They know their stuff. They know how to track you down. You removed your thing with fear of being caught. You still got caught because they caught up with you. It's called research. If you graduate from school with a degree and are out in the business world, one of the things you should learn to do was to think. Obviously, you lack that. And the moral of the story of this is think before you say something. I'm guilty of it. A lot of people are. But I saw that speech, and President Donald Trump did the right thing. Because not many of us people in the military, widows, and those who serve, the widows follow, get recognition. Right now, where I was at, before I left my job because of what people were doing, SJWs. So there's an old phrase, karma comes back to you tenfold if you do it. So if you did this to somebody, it came back at you. So think about that, Dan Gorilla. But back to what I'm saying, the moral of the story. Is that for some of us, we do things that nobody recognizes for us. Every bit of recognition means a whole lot. A whole lot. You might call it being used, Dan Grillo. You just used your stupidity and it failed you. You went through a school and you probably listened to somebody telling you to follow political narratives instead of just doing stuff, learning your schoolwork, and being a productive person out there. And you volunteer in the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party now is showing itself to be like the globalist forces, toxic, self-destructive, and in this case, now a party I want to affiliate myself with. I don't know what your thoughts would be on this. You can comment. If you're agreeing with the persons, you better come up with some proof and everything instead of just coming up arguing. You come up and argue, you'll be blocked. I will approve and disapprove of any messages that come through. Okay? This post is going to be in the description box. This is Earl signing off.